An ABC investigation has revealed that a Chinese businessman with links to the federal government has been declared a national security risk by spy agency ASIO. Investigative reporter Rubinsztein-Dunlop joins us now from Lismore in northern New South Wales. Sean, g'day. So just take us through who is Haha Liu?
Look, Mr. Liu Huifeng, otherwise known as Haha Liu, is a 52-year-old Melbourne-based businessman and former soldier in the Chinese army who was declared a national security risk by the spy agency ASIO in August last year and is now facing deportation. He was also a Liberal Party donor and had developed links with prominent federal MPs, including the Assistant Treasurer Michael Sukkar and the MP Gladys Liu. Now, we've discovered that Haha Liu, no relation to Gladys Liu, has been on ASIO's radar since at least 2016. And back then, he founded a neighbourhood watch-style organisation which has become popular with Australia's Chinese community. It has more than 50,000 members on the Chinese social media platform WeChat, and it offers instant help to Chinese speakers in criminal incidents, emergencies and accidents. It has more than 1,000 volunteers across Australia who promise to race to the scene and act as middlemen for Chinese speakers, with police helping translate, for example. As I said, Haha Liu founded that organisation back in 2016, and the following year, China's Melbourne consulate announced a deal with this group, which was called the Australian Emergency Assistance Association, announcing it as an agency for the consulate, assisting with consular protection cases. That is, assisting in cases for Chinese citizens deemed to be in need. Now, we've obtained secret documents of that agreement, Joe, and it reveals that the AEAAI, Mr. Liu's organisation, agreed to take instructions from the consulate, receive funding from the consulate, and report back on incidents involving Chinese citizens, including undefined security risks. So a lot of questions now about what this association was doing according to that agreement in intervening in police incidents involving the Chinese community.
And Sean, what more can you tell us about links to the Liberal Party?
Well, Haha Liu was a donor to the Liberal Party. He's donated more than $20,000 to the Liberal Party. And that's all we know about because of the lax rules in Australia on declaring donations. There may be many more, but those are the only ones we know about that needed to be declared. He'd attended a series of fundraising events over a number of years with Assistant Treasurer Michael Sukkar and Gladys Liu, the federal Liberal MP. And Mr Sukkar invited him to a Parliament House budget night dinner to sit at his table in 2017 and thanked him that year in a Christmas card for his friendship and support. He was photographed in a whole number of photos embracing and drinking with Mr Liu. As for Gladys Liu, she also attended a number of events with him and publicly promoted his neighbourhood watch group, the Australian Emergency Assistance Association. She spoke at its conferences, even while an MP, and helped it develop a relationship with Victoria Police, even after it was announced as an agency of the Chinese consulate. Many questions left for them to answer, though, not least how much in total Mr Liu donated to the party and whether he had entered into a mutually beneficial relationship with its MPs.
And so what are the prospects for Haha Liu now that he's been declared a national security risk by ASIO? Is he in Australia at the moment?
He is. He's still living in Melbourne despite his deportation order. In fact, he's taking the Immigration Minister and ASIO to the federal court, challenging his deportation order and challenging that adverse security assessment by ASIO. That case will play out this year. As for those MPs I mentioned, Gladys Liu has provided us with a statement saying she only dealt with Haha Liu in his capacity as president of the Australian Emergency Assistance Association, that agency of the consulate, and that she wasn't aware of any allegations against him until contacted by us. A spokesman for Michael Sukkar told us that the two never had a private conversation, and the Assistant Treasurer hasn't attended any events with Mr Liu for at least 2 years. He said the Christmas card he sent to Mr Liu was one of thousands he sends every year. So both federal MPs trying to distance themselves from Mr Liu and denying his own claims on social media of a close relationship with both of them. We also spoke with Haha Liu at his Melbourne home, and he said he hasn't broken any laws, he hasn't harmed Australia, and he believes he'll receive justice in the courts.
Okay, investigative reporter Sean Rubinsztein-Dunlop there in Lismore in northern New South Wales.